Coming to you live from the willitforge studios in a blacked out apartment hidden somewhere in Michigan. I am willitforge, and this is the Watching Paint Dry show. We are continuing on with our run at acrylics on various materials, hoping to finish out these 4 tiles today, as well as getting started on some more. Spoiler alert, the next batch I am hoping to do where 4 corners in the middle comes to resolve a whole planet. We will see how that goes. Before we get there, we got to finish up stuff on these and see how that progresses for us. Hello to everybody in the chat, especially the few folks that I have seen, Justin and Swirl, and any lurkers out there as well. Oh, and Random American, apparently, who got something in before the Restream chat bot took care of things for me. Oh, didn't answer the question. Didn't see a question, Random, I'm sorry. Let me skip over to DLive and specifically and see what we've got there. Oh, have I ever answered the question, willitforge? Yes, I have, in a number of videos, so I need to get back into the standalone videos again. I have started firing up the laser again, and let me just go ahead and throw this up on the screen a moment, if I can find the right image. See, somebody on Becca Fairley's Discord or Twitter decided to put Becca in a piece of ham or sandwich meat or anything, and me being me, I decided it was perfect time to do a one-upmanship, and so we put her show title, Fairly Just Becca, engraved in a peanut M&M. So there's the spoiler on that. I'm probably not going to make a video on candy for a while, but peanut M&Ms do forge. And we are planning on more of our usual today, that being chat and painting and music. Speaking of music, I do need to get a playlist set up in a moment. Just looking at our tiles real quickly. Wazowski, you've had treats, you've had nip, you've had food, you've had water. You can settle down for a while. Joys of cats. I do get view credit on Twitch. I don't know, as far as counting viewers and everything, I do get something there. I'm not near their affiliate program yet, so. Yes, a set of Smarties went into the Forge a couple years ago, year or two ago, and had the words "Eat Me" written into them. Becca thought I was so artistic and everything. I was like, I got a laser and decent text rendering skills, is what that is. And got a font that I thought I liked. It is kind of a cute font for things like that. Before I get set up with the playlist, taking just a real quick look at our tiles in the decent, if bright, light from the light. This one is pretty much done. I might put a little bit of detail into the texture in the green, just to give the a little more texture impression, elevation, although it does look pretty, actually looking at it. You can't see some of the detail in this. I'm going to try and tweet some photos later with better lighting and better detail. but the paint has a texturing and layering that suggests hills and valleys and everything like that. So it's got some, it's got attitude to it. It's got character as it is. We got this one, which I'm going to try and do a little bit more painting with it splashed in the paint thinner. And then it's also got to get the star field. All of them except this one have to get the star field. Remembering this has got our two actual constellations in it. You can see if you can remember the other one being the Jack Gunsky, the isosceles triangle over in the southern sky. It was presumably southern sky. This one, which needs the star field and a little more detail. The light doesn't give you really good, but I got to flavor through here a little bit more. Remember, this one's our dual moon, so it's got the story behind it being the massive tides. You got very wide beaches and everything, but I got to give that a little more texture. And then finishing up this one. These two naturally needing star fields. This one needing a little bit of star field in the black sections. We'll get there. And then when those are done, I have got 4 more black, freshly reinforced with spray paint even tiles that I've got plans for a 4 makes 1 picture. Second one's supposed to be this one here, swirl. It's kind of a nebula space cloud kind of thing. So you get the plasma fields and the nebulas and everything. You get a lot of different variants in how they look and everything. One of those things I've been going for is kind of diffused color between the different, where there's not like sharp transitions for a lot of them. You have kind of like the white, light, bright stuff on the edge of a lot of it, but you still have sections where you can see the star field through it, and that's what I'm going to be going for adding there, as well as a little bit more of the smoothening. I can't talk, really. I do it for a living even, so smoothening of those colors. I know what I need. I need a sip of wine to settle the tongue down. Chances are, if I show up on 6's stream, I might be one of the few sober people on the sober stream, but it doesn't mean that I'm a teetotaler. I will enjoy a little. Everything in moderation. I have been having a little bit of fun in the background with some of the music claims, and there's one out there. If you're into streaming or making videos, check them out. I'm going to drop see if I can find their main address to drop in the description. At least for sending to YouTube, if you download the music that they have and include in the description the licensing link, it's pretty safe from content claims. But the beautiful thing with that is I ran into a conflict with them where I've independently licensed some of the music, and after a little discussion, they removed the claims, recognizing that I did have otherwise valid licensing. So I could be looking at them for some additional content not belonging to Peter Howlands and the like. Definitely some stuff that's going to make it into videos at least. Not all of it's to my taste, but hey, not everything's to anybody's taste, right? Oh, I get my email alert to myself that my stream is live, and there you have it. Technology at its greatest. This time for the playlist, we're going to start from the bottom of the folder. Salt is to taste, yes. Salt is to taste and salt to taste, definitely. Okay. Oh yeah, I do have some beetles in here that's public domain. Always love a good thing slipping into public domain. It doesn't happen too often for us, so when it does, we should enjoy it. And there we go. Get it set up with a little bit of Peter Hounds and straight no chaser, and I will dig out the brushes and the paints because we are all about preparation here.
We're back. Okay, now Trenton may be the capital, but more people are familiar, possibly, with Asbury Park, this next gentleman. Well, now everything dies, baby, that's a fact. Maybe everything that dies someday comes back. Put your makeup on, fix your hair up pretty, and meet me tonight in Atlantic City. And meet me tonight in Atlantic City. Born down in a dead man town, the first Put your makeup on, get your hair up pretty, and meet me tonight in Atlantic City. And meet me tonight in Atlantic City. Just meet me tonight in Atlantic City.
Seeing Bruce live back in '85. Now that would have been fun. Mind you, the end of his concert might have been past my bedtime. Yeah, I might have had a bedtime sometimes back in '85. I'm apparently only old compared to some. Some have got a couple years experience on me. Let's see, live in concert, I've seen, Chicago, Beach Boys, Brooks and Dunn, Rascal Flatts, Reba McEntire, Terry Clark, Alabama, quite a few actually. Didn't get to see Alabama till their farewell tour, but lots of fun. Would I have wanted to see Bruce in '85? Probably.
Melvin, sorry, Melvin. On the next stage, so please, if you have friends, family, foes, anyone, tell them to come out to the show. SNCmusic.com for info. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys have been incredible. Once again, we are Straight No Chaser!
Cause uptown gon' go get it in.
Yeah, Alabama had a good show. That was a lot of fun, for sure. Of course, I'm not sure I've ever been to a concert that wasn't fun. Went to a club once for a show from for somebody I knew that ended up just getting delayed. We ended up leaving because it was like it was never gonna happen. Or every time I was like, oh, it's like it should be just 15 minutes more. 45 minutes later, oh, it should just be 15 minutes more. You can only 15 minutes more so many times before you have other things that kind of get in the way. There were some talented guys. They had the advantage of family money giving them a start, so their college apartment roommate band had an advantage in that. Same building as Bruce, Pontiac Silverdome, nosebleed seats. I've been in the nosebleeds at the Phantom of the Opera on some things. You know, there may be better rooms in the house, but some things there's not really bad seats in the house. So, yeah, you take what you get for things like that. Sometimes you go for the experience and the ability to be there. Now, Chicago and Beach Boys, that was not nosebleeds. I got from one free off the radio station, actually, and I got 10th row on the floor. It was so great. It was doing kind of nice on that, and then they said, well, hey, we got a slow dance song here, so we got up and slow danced in the aisle right there, literally a stone's throw from the stage. I'm going to be happy when I clear coat these and get a little more protection on the paint, because sometimes just the slightest scuff will take and scratch some of it off. The problem with now is I gotta be careful, try not to mess the tiles up too, so I gotta take and think very carefully about each step I'm taking at this point. Probably not gonna do too much more with any of them. It's real easy to see something and say, well, it's not perfect, and then mess it up when you're trying to make it perfect, and I'm trying to avoid that too. Tell that to the perfectionist in me.
We are one and only Straight No Chaser.
now you're in my way. Trade my soul for a wish, pennies and time for a kiss. I wasn't looking for this, but now you're in my way. Your stare was open, little cheap skin showing. Hot night wind blowing. Where you think you're going, baby? Hey, I just met you. Here's my number, so call me baby. And all the younger girls. See, here's my number, so call me maybe. Yeah, dude, not exactly, but dude, that was awesome. Put your hands together, come on. Here we go, here we go. Can you sing it? Just y'all, just y'all. Keep it going, keep it going. Let's switch it up. 1, 2, 1, 2. It's time to party rock. Let's go. String chasers in the house. Everybody just have a good time. Every day. Everybody just have a good time. Every day I'm shuffling. 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 What my Gangnam Style? Sexy lady. Oh, 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 oh. What my Gangnam Style? Sexy lady. Oh, 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 oh. What my Gangnam Style? I'm sexy and I know it.
Okay, we've got a great
I saw Alabama on their farewell tour. They went and showed up a number of places, including the Van Andel Arena in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Actually happens to be where I saw Chicago and Beach Boys too. But I had a lot better seats for Chicago and the Beach Boys. $2004. You know, I don't remember what year it was. You could probably work it out by searching when their farewell tour was in Michigan. If that was 2004, that would have been it. Had tickets in the 3rd tier. You were there? Oh, I didn't know you back then. That was, I'll tell you, the 3rd tier there, if you know, I'm sure it's perfectly safe, but I've had a few times there where I've been like, you know, if I'm not careful, I'm going to fall, and I'm not just going to fall down these stairs. I'm going to fall right over that rail and into the second balcony, or maybe even down into the floor seats. Diffusing the black sand beach here a little bit with just lightening it with a little bit of the water effect, the same as we get water out here. Oh, start the tunes and look a moment because I see if I got a darker brown, because I might do just a little bit of dark brown near the edge of the snow line on this line of mountains here, maybe over here too. We'll see. But what do we do when we see over here? We get the music going.
Show for you tonight. This is unlike our touring show. This is made especially for Harris. We've got music from the last 60 years, and we're going to start with the 1950s. Life could be a dream. Life could be a dream. Oh, life could be a dream. If I can take you up to paradise up above. Get a job. Everyone sometimes forgets me. I'm not very quiet. Get a job. At the breakfast Saturday, throws the walnuts right my way, and never fails to say, get a job. Get a job. Get a job. Get a job. My love must be a kind of blind love. I can't see anyone but you. I only have eyes for you. Are the stars out tonight? I can't tell if it's cloudy or bright. I only have eyes for you. You are here, so am I. Baby, millions of people go by, but they all disappear from you. And I only have eyes for.
So whereabouts in that arena were you for that show, Swirl? Sorry, I got to shake out this one color. I had a little bit of separation. I'm seeing if I can restore it with a lot of shaking and a little bit of thinner. I am going to have to go and invest in just some small ball bearings or stuff to help me shake up these paints a little better, I think. That's what you get when you get into crafting. Ah!
Hush-a-bye, oh my darling, don't you cry. Guardian angels up above, take care of the one I love. Oh my darling, don't you cry. Guardian angels up above, take care of the one I love. Blue moon, you saw me standing alone, without a train in my heart, without a love. My
Yeah, I was there with my ex actually, and I am loath to say or do anything that would defame her name with the truth. But for the most part, she had decent taste in music. So some of the concerts that I have really enjoyed did happen with her. So just goes to show you that there, people out there that just even the bad ones are not all bad, right?
That's what I'm talking about. This is our third time coming back here for a sit down, huh? Pretty sweet. Yeah, they had to have us back because we still didn't take our stuff out of our rooms from the last time. Had to come back and get it. A lot of stuff was missing. See a lot of chasers in the house tonight for opening. Yeah. All right, folks, we got a brand new show for you tonight. We got some new songs, we got some classics, we got something for everybody. This next song is going to be sung to you by Mike Luganville. Please enjoy.
Just a little bit of green in here too.
1, 2, 3, 4. When I look into your eyes, it's like watching the night sky or a beautiful sunrise. Well, there's so much they hold, and just like an old star.
Well, if that's because of the X, no problem, Swirl. If that's because you accidentally posted it a few times, well, that's up to you. It was a great concert. I enjoyed it. Did my share of singing with the band there. And the video presentation they had for some of the stuff along with was well worth it too. So I don't exactly have any complaints about the concert itself. Just giving a little bit of finishing touches on here, giving some additional texture, a little bit of brushing over with some contrasting colors to kind of give a little extra character, so to speak. I'll make it sound like I pretend to know what I'm doing here. Touch up a few minor details along the way and say that we're about done, because remember, we're not trying to do too much more with these. I'm afraid of trying to make them better and making them worse as a result. And each of these kind of has its own story to it. Obviously, none of these planets are Earth. Something that y'all might have noticed was my towels right here. I had said I'm cleaning the brush and everything and having to dry it off. Used to having some paper towels right there to do that, blot them out and dry them a little bit and everything. But I have invested in some inexpensive shop towels that I can use for that and a few other tasks around the place, and they are machine washable. Now, the cost of the washing, since I don't have to pay for the water, is relatively low compared to the cost of paper products. So I'm hoping it balances out well as being, relatively conscientious. I'm not way overboard on the environmental impact things, because I know that the paper products industry plants way more trees than they harvest. It's a very sustainable thing, but it doesn't mean that I like to create the extra waste and the hassle of that, not to mention just the cost of it. My friend from over on Moonshock stream, I'm gonna try and see if I remember correctly. Align, is it? He put enough effort into learning the proper pronunciation that I'm gonna put the effort to. For those of you who don't know, Moonshock does stream on Twitch, pushing for a couple of times a day now. He's doing real good with the 7 Days to Die. Can call you Alan. Ally? Align, is that it? Align? Sometimes it's pronunciation, sometimes it's, as my English teacher used to say, putting the emphasis on the right syllable. I at least am willing to make an effort, recognizing that I need a little bit of patience since I'm gonna mess up. Allie, like you call a girl, Allie. So, Aline is like that. Almost. Almost. I'll give it some effort along the way and see if we can't make it. But I have to beg a little bit of the. I think it's my accent. Yeah, that Midwest accent, and I do have the being somewhat lame of tongue claim to go on, and yet I talk for a living. So what can I say? At least your understanding about it, which I really appreciate. No insult is intended. Definitely, it's just I'm sometimes an idiot and sometimes lame-tongued. Just need a real quick swig of the Pepsi. Have beverage after beverage of different types stacked up here. You know, I really don't think there's too much more I'm going to do with this one except for clear coating it, because it's got character, it's got most of the detail I was going for in this one, and I am terrified of messing it up. Now, with the other 4 out there, that means we should pick up the next project. Well, these are a little bit more conceptual, which is good and bad. It plays to my weakness in anything remotely artistic, a lack of visualization ability. But they were, say, these happen to be a set of ceramic tiles painted with space scenes. They're going to be clear coated and cork backed to act as coasters. So I kind of came up with the images off the top of my head. The plus side of that is it's hard to get it wrong. The negative side of that is I'm a perfectionist. It's hard to get it right. But I had already come prepared for the next round of this, because I do have 4 of these tiles that have been clear coated, or obviously not clear coated. They've been painted a black, and that was both brush and I pulled out the spray paints and did it. And one of the things that I wanted to do with this set was kind of consolidate on the image theme from that other set. I wanted to take the 4 and make one picture so that they have their own visual appeal when separated, but when put together, they tell a different story as well. It kind of, the other set, each of them has a way that it tells its own story. Now, it's kind of, I don't come out, say, with these, I haven't come up with the story and then put the story into a picture. I created the picture and the story was derived from the picture. Well, kind of a twist on artistic conceptualization and that. Now, the first thing we're going to do is this one is going to get a planet in the middle here. And I am even pondering trying to make it vaguely Earth-like. We'll see. We may have to come back to that. But that means that we're going to start, at least with, on this black background. We'll start with a blue base because Earth being a blue-green planet, largely water. We'll start with the blue, and then when the blue dries, or as it dries, we will add other details to it, greens and browns. Maybe even, maybe even throw in Australia to have a few convicts on it. We'll see. And of course, this is me, so we have the resumption of the tunes as well.
Everybody had an ocean across the USA, and everybody be surfing California. You see them wearing their baggies, Rachi sandals too. Everybody will surfing USA. Well, she got her daddy's car and she drove to the hamburger stand. She forgot all about the library like she told her old man down. She told her old man. And with the radio blast, it goes cruising just as fast as she can now. And she'll have fun till her daddy takes the dealer away. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me excitations. I'm picking up good vibrations.
Yeah, Swirl, I'm not sure about doing a planet with rings. I might try it at some time. I'm going to have a big enough challenge just making a mostly circular here over this big a space. And if it's too far off, it spoils the illusion in the image, so I might have bitten off more than I should have tried here. We'll see. And I seem to recall, too, this particular blue takes a few coats to really show up strong against the black, especially when it's dried. That actually does not look too bad for as far as it goes. And I figure they're not perfect spheres anyway, so. But this gives me, it's not perfectly centered, which is fine too. This gives me space. I get the planet, get of course the starscape around, can possibly put a sun in one section and a moon in the other. So this is ambitious approach, design, and attempt at the same time. I'll probably be dialing in the arc of the curve too, as far as getting it close to spheroid, which the planet's only mostly spheroid anyway. Rotational pressure makes it bulge at the equator. Some people were not aware of that, but our little blue-green ball in space is not perfectly spherical. It has rotational forces working on it. It has gravitational forces from the sun and the moon, and even some of those other planets working on it. But I like getting a nice base color in to work on, which is why instead of trying to paint out what might be the continents, put the water down first, and I'll put the continents as they will be continents or islands down on top of them, which is what I did on the other planets too, the other tiles that I did. Yeah, the drawing colonies on distant planets or futuristic cities. That is pretty cool. I got this thing with drawing. I'm not going to say I can't do it because, as I mentioned to some others today, you know, the stuff I've done recently, I've been telling myself for 30 years that I can't art. And I basically stopped about a year ago. And now I've been wondering what I would be making now if I hadn't been telling myself for 29 years that I can't art. So we have the don't just knock yourself down. Give it a try. You might find you can do stuff that you didn't expect. And from a classically trained artist that I know, one of those big things is just practice. You practice, you practice, you practice. At this point, I will say I can draw almost convincing stick figures, which is better than not being able to draw anything. Took a bath and drying outside at -2 Celsius. Well, it's colder than that. It's slightly colder than that here, and I do not see the appeal of drying outside. But hey, you do you. I'm not a fan of the cold. But you make of it what you will.
Turned upside down. I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there, and I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air. There are a lot of confused faces out there right now. clearly didn't watch sitcoms in the 90s. That is the theme song from a very popular show called... That was really together, guys. That was amazing. It's like we planned this. That's awesome. Yes, that is from the...
Just a bit Russian. That would explain that and any affinity you have for vodka. Though I do like vodka, so I'm not going to knock anybody that does. Jack Gunsky, Planet, got it in one, my friend. Yeah, what we have here is working on our second set of the 4.25 inch porcelain tiles painted to act as coasters, and while the other set are disparate spatial images, this set we're looking at having them where you can have just like one and it's got its own features and its own attraction, but they can actually be pieced together at a four corners point to give you a whole planet and a bigger picture. Nothing if I don't try to outdo myself on a regular basis. And now is as good a time as any to drop the run of shills out there, since we got two of the folks right in the chat right now. Swirl Blue, who is here for practically every single one of my streams, and I hope you know how much that means to me. It's a great benefit to a streamer to have a loyal audience. That includes you lurkers out there. I know you're likely out there, so but Swirl is doing on both YouTube and Twitch some streams and some videos, some more old school tables. She's got a Yahtzee series that she's working on right now, and they're not long videos, but they're, they kind of catch the attention in their own way. And I'll tell you, I would rather be watching any one of those videos than going to work at my day jobbing situation. So, and I don't have a bad job. She's also got some stuff on the Nintendo Switch that she streams and uploads, and you get the boomer gamer appeal there. And don't let her talk herself down on that. They make great little short videos. The streams make great little attention getters too, and the entertainment value. Well, it's kind of like those of us playing things like 7 Days to Die, where the entertainment value isn't in us succeeding, it's in us failing, while working out the new games is its own thing. Well, you know what that day job is, but well, part of it. But I work for a great company. I work with the best people. Swirl knows this. No coming back from that, dude. Given my choices of being there or here, I'll be here every single time. Well, there are some content creators out there that'd be like, okay, I'll take 10 hours of customer service calls to avoid that channel ever again. Swirl is the opposite. And then you got Jack Gunsky, who does his Quippers United now on Sundays. Most of the time at 7 p.m. Eastern, unless it is rescheduled to another time for some reason on a given weekend. He does work a little bit for accommodating his guests. He also shows up on streams I can't talk. Frosted Glasses, The Corner, which I believe is moving to Friday nights now. And They go into commentary and review of news stories that are a bit too out there for Lords of the Night. You got, of course, Lords of the Night Monday through Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, going Sets You 2 Cents, Scribe Lighter, Ranting Monkeys Tonight. Corner was last night. Some of those stories, I still don't know how Jack got away without a coronary. I swear Frost is going to do you in one of these days, buddy. MST 3K Nights with Frosted Glass. Information through his Discord, the Glass Hole. I suspect that's going to be consistently Saturday and Sunday nights now if the corner has to move to Fridays. 2 Cents Plus streaming on Twitch. Games typically Saturday night after Lords of the Night, Sunday at 7 p.m., Monday after Lords of the Night, and any other time the Spirit moves him, and the Ranting Monkey on Twitch whenever Spirit moves him. Playing games for those guys, and then Ranting Monkey does his Monkey in the Morning sometime between 11 p.m. Eastern Time and 9 p.m. Eastern Time the next day. Kind of watch the Twitters for that. Let's see, did I miss any of the major shills? Kyler, if he's not working, Sundays at 4 p.m. Well, y'all will remind me if anything else significant is missing. And Scribe Light does his TED Excellence, reviews of TEDx talks. And if you're into punishing yourself for sins of which you are certain you committed but have not quite convinced yourself which those sins are, that is a great way to atone for just about anything short of murder. And then, of course, I got a couple of links in the description, a couple for Streamlabs and Cash App to donate towards the Potato Clock Fund to replace this crumbling relic of a laptop that I'm working on that has almost no graphical ability. Or, if you prefer non-monetary gifts, there's a link to an Amazon gift list. Mostly art and laser stuff that will make appearances in streams and or videos if they show up at my door. And that's the shill. Whew. Lots in there. And with that, and of course, watching the paint dry, we will get back to the music and the art. Thank you for your patience.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Now, television has been around for a long time. I don't really know how long because I don't do research for these announcements, but I figure at least like 25, 35 years minimum. And within that time, the sitcom has been a prevalent genre of television. And if you ask us on stage, what is the mark of a true sitcom? It's got to have one of those great sitcom theme songs. You guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah, those songs that you tune in just a couple minutes early every week just so you don't miss one precious note of them. Let me give you some...
Ironically, those sitcoms have got those great themes, but you have all those Netflix original specials and shows and everything where the first thing they do after you've seen one episode is every time it loads up, they give you the option, the chance to skip that intro where that great theme song would normally be. I wonder if they're telling us something about their production value.
Samples. You tell me what lines what shows these lines are from. I'll get it eventually. All right. Come and listen to a story about a man named Jed. Beverly Hillbillies, Not As Together is the first one. Work on that, guys. Not a lot of people know this, actually. That show was the prequel to a very popular show now called The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
A little bit more of the blue out
Again,
here.
I don't do any research for this. It's just Wikipedia Live up here. Okay, so let me give you another one. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and then you have... Now we're getting it. All right, last one. This is an easy one. You all know this one. Thank you for being a friend. Golden Girls, that was really loud and soon. And you are proud of that. Yes, you must be the proud owner of a Golden Girls box set right there, I can tell. VHS? Yeah, definitely. It's the only way to watch them, real grainy-like. So, actually, I do have a little fun fact for you guys. This I did look up. This is gonna blow your minds. Madonna, today, is the same age as Blanche Devereaux was on the final season of the Golden Girls. Yeah, try sleeping tonight now. All right, so we decided to get a bunch of those great theme songs and put them into a medley for you guys. And now some of you may not be sitcom aficionados, so we created some slides that we're going to put up here to clue you in on what shows they came from. Now, we had to doctor those slightly for legal purposes, but I'm sure you won't even be able to tell. Please, enjoy.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 8. Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. The weekend comes, the cycle hums, ready to race to you. These days are all free. These days are all share them with me. These happy days are yours and mine. It's a rare condition, this day and age. Read any good news on the newspaper page. Another tradition, grand design. Some people say it's even harder to find. Well, there must be some magic clue inside these gentle walls. Da-da-da. It's all I see. The tower of dreams. Real love bursting out of every seam. As days go by, it's the bigger love of the family. Did I do that? A new boy in the neighborhood lives downstairs and it's understood. And he's there just to take good care of me, like he's part of the family. Charles in charge of our days and our lives. Charles in charge of our wrongs and our rights. And I say, I want Charles in charge of me. 2, 3, and who? Told you life was gonna be this way. Down to Johnny Road, love life's the way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear, when it hasn't been your day in your year. I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you. Like you've been there before. I'll be there for you, 'cause you're there for me too. There's a time for love and a time for hate.
This planet will have a moon. It will have a sun or day star. I am still flipping a coin on if I want to try and make this roughly analogous to the Earth or not. One of the downsides of trying to do something like that is you get the I can see what you were trying for, but you bombed. We'll have to wait and see. But it is going to have a satellite and a source for solar energy to feed chlorophyll-based plant life. And I think I might be satisfied that it's close enough to spherical. I might take some black and trim just a little bit over here. But it's me and perfection or not so much. Side note to everybody that has D-Live and is following me over there, there's 19, 20... something like that, lemons in the chest, and a little later in the stream, if I remember, I am going to open that up. Let's see, I have 22 in there, so we will see from there. Should make it a gas giant. Maybe I'll make a gas giant on another set. We'll see. I might do that offline too, because I don't hold myself to only making art projects when I'm streaming. I'm sorry. Kind of depends on mood, health, and my ongoing disabilities. But I do take some time sometimes, and I work it into other projects that are vaguely identifiable, at least. Now, the downside of that sitcom medley and everything, I was alive when all of those were running. And I don't mean like when they were running on TV Land or Ion or whatever, TNT, whatever channel, bought the rights when the series ended and just plays it over again. I'm pretty sure that for most all of those, I was alive when it was in first run on its native network. Yes, including Cheers. One other thing is, I'd say if I try to play with a gas giant, I might try and go through pictures of gas giants to say this is how I would try to make that and everything. I know the blue paint is still wet, but while we're watching that dry, I am going to try and any planet this size with that much water and a temperate zone is likely to have polar extremes. So I am going for try and put in ice cap around here and here. And go for the axis goes maybe from here to here kind of thing, thereabouts. Let's play it around. Oh, best theme song ever made. Oh, I would not even want to hazard on that. I have enjoyed so many different theme songs over the years. And so many shows, I would not want to really put down a bid on that. Although if I was given a theme song, I could tell you if I enjoyed it or not. Where's my music feed? Oh, there it is. I'd pulled up the D Live, which I'll probably try and drop that around 7:20, 7:30 if I remember. Oh, you got to do a little better than that, Jack, because my trick memory does not always remember the theme song to go with a given show. It has to be like something really spectacular, like Cheers, something catching like MASH, which, yes, that song has words, they just don't sing them in the theme song, but it's a song called "Suicide is Painless," or like Charles in Charge have the name of the show right in the theme song.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like the breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Misty taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eye. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, I hear her voice in the morning, now she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. And driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads take me home to a place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads take me home. Country roads take me home. Country roads.
Love, love me do. You know I love you. I'll always be true. So please, love me do. Oh, love me do. Love, love me do. You know I love you. I'll always be true. So please, love me do. Oh, love me do.
I must confess, Jack, that I have not actually watched soap or full episodes of WKRP. I did get say the one thing that I'll say though is that the WKRP episode where they did the turkey drop is quite possibly one of the most amazing scenes in television. And hello, Kyler. From his little corner of hell, hell. Kyler stops in on his break and sadly has to work tomorrow too. Thoughts and prayers, my friend. Thoughts and prayers. And I am serious about that. It would not be... It'd be a bit much to have that kind of work schedule. Yeah, as God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. And of course, they didn't actually have to do that. Just the way that they presented it, absolute comedy gold every single time. I look that up on YouTube every Thanksgiving just for that. It goes from this calm, generous event to sheer terror and oh, the humanity. And we seem to have lost him. We will come back later. So I make sure that my devices are charging while I'm doing fun stuff like this. And let's see. So we got to start on some polar caps to this planet. Even has a few things that are potentially identifiable in regards to that if you don't think about it too much. There was also an amazing episode with a child psychiatrist. I think I might have to look that up. Yes, wild turkeys can fly, but like other such birds, it tends to be limited elevation and limited distances. They're not into the power flapping or the long soars. It is a get from here to there, and those wild turkeys will still take out your windshield or your side mirror. They have got no soul and no conscience.
Are you coming to the tree? They strung up a man, they say, who murdered 3. Strange things have happened here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree, or a dead man called out for his love to flee? Strange things that happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree where I told you to run so we'd both be free? Strange things have happened here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree where a necklace of hope side by side with me? strange things have happened here. No stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree where I told you to run so we'd both be free? Strange things did happen here. No stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree? They strung up a man, they say we'll murder three. Strange things have happened here. No stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree where a dead man called out for his love to flee? Strange things have happened here. No stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree?
Hey Data, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, I don't know. I'll let Jack check the link to see if it's the episode we were talking about with the turkey drop or not. Well, you would presumably know too, as I found that to be a clear classic all the time. They're falling like wet bags of cement. And that definitely tells me take just a little bit of an edge off of this. Sing, paint, think, you read the chat, and manage the stream all at once. Yeah, well, singing is easy when you got such good background accompaniment. The chat, I've cheated at this point because I use the Restream chat client, which brings all three chats from YouTube, DLive, and Twitch into one stream, and actually feeds the chats out to all the other channels so y'all can talk to each other even if you're not watching on the same source. Manages the stream, had a little bit of practice, but it's still kind of a shoestring, seat of the pants operation. It's live TV, so stuff goes wrong. But I have fun, so I keep doing it. And I have great people out there. I've had amazing people out there, and Jack too, so. Sorry, Jack, I had to. One thing to do to prepare for this, multiple cups of water for washing brushes in, and the other one's a little too saturated in paint now. Now I'm trying to play with the perspective a little bit, because we have starting kind of the moon here, and the ratio is not going to be good unless you got like the notion of forced perspective, and the moon would be closer to us. And one of the things I'm thinking about doing is putting an arc of the sun here, but I'm kind of struggling with the size and scale of that, and the fact that I'm still not committed to this being Earth, just a planet similar to Earth. You know, own your limitations. You know, Jack's got to own his limitations. He rigs games. Me, I got to own my limitations. I'm still hit or miss artistically sometimes as far as the skill and talent goes against the practice. And I'm not always a nice person, so yeah, own your limitations and move on. Oh, the humanity. Yeah, no, as I said, I watch that episode well, I don't watch the whole episode. I watch the turkey drop portion of it. I should probably watch the whole episode because it's probably as much comedy gold as the end. Because it takes a particular talent for comedy to have that good of a conclusion where you haven't put in a good setup to it too. Oh, that's going to be interesting because the spray paint's a slightly different texture and color of black, so I might end up having to overcoat the actual black portions of these so that the parts that I touch up don't stand out. We'll figure it out. We always do. And by we, I mean I. Listening to the occasional suggestions of the chat too. You folks have got good ideas. I even sometimes listen to good ideas.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never shared. No one dared disturb the sound of silence. Fool said I, you do not know, silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you, take my arms that I might reach you, but my words like silent raindrops fell and echo in the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made, and the sign flashed out its warning in the words that it was for me, and the sign said the word Can't cross this water, my true love and I. Wings to fly. The water.
Go with starting to put some grass and green in here. We'll be layering on, of course, things like brown and white and gray and probably some black too. Think I'm deciding to go not exactly for earth, but for something where if you squint and stare, you can spot similarities. That way anybody's saying, well, it doesn't really look like Earth. Well, it's not the Earth. Of course, being tricky, putting the layering the green on the blue while some of the blue is still wet. You'll get a little bit of color bleed through, some texturing, and significant dry times. But you know what? It's 2 weeks. Oh, wait. I think it's 2 weeks to our next art stream. I did not check the calendar. Let's just go ahead and do that right now. No, we got even odd scheduling. We have got another art stream next week. I do this to myself too. So, it's still got a week to dry, which is more than plenty. Most of these will dry within an hour or two, even this thick on. Things that pass for art when I do them.
Frozen, I held my breath right from the start. I knew that I found a home for my heart to fall, but watching you stand alone, all of my doubt suddenly goes away somehow.
Time stands still, beauty and all she is. Every breath, every hour has come to this. One step closer,
And if this was actually Earth, I would live somewhere around here's. Johnny Hellcat would be somewhere around here. Hate Camel somewhere around there. Scribe Light somewhere around here. My best guess has the keeps expanding. Terry would be way back behind over here. Jack would be up over here. Somewhere east of the non-existent Mississippi. There's no way I can make this realistic necessarily, so my easy cop out is it's not the Earth. People want to call me out for not looking like the Earth. It's not the Earth. Deal. Where would you be? I'm trying to remember geographically more or less where you fall into the picture. And off the top of my head, I don't recall. So I'm going to go with best guess. Data would fall somewhere inside this circle here, either front or back. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. Of course, Scribe spent some time up here, but see, Crater Valley freaks, what can you do with them? Miami. Well, Miami would be... All right, come on. If this was North America, which it isn't, but if it was, this would be Florida, which means Data would be like right here. Miami, man, I am so sorry, man. Miami. I've been to Miami. Didn't enjoy it. Better than Detroit.
Fire, fire, dragon fire, searing words and ancient time. Wake, wake from the grave, rise to set the world aflame. Night, night, endless night, terror is the only light. Bane, bane, rage untamed, darkness dwells in age-old blade.
think that just finished up the original playlist I set up for this stream, so I'll get this a little bit more here. Let's see. Gonna have to touch it in the blue there with that set of islands there, and then to really drive home that this isn't Earth, we are actually going to put an island right there. Because if there's an island there on Earth, there is, if there ever was one, it's gone now. I have actually used Unclaimed Money website and found a little bit before. It's a great resource, especially if you're trying to, if you don't know if you have money due you from a previous job or some kind of a refund or anything like that, or if you know you do and you never got it. Actually, a company I work for qualifies as financial industry, so we have to mess with stuff like that sometimes if people don't claim refunds. Satsu had 4 checks from GameStop. I'd heard he had some from like previous employment, and the way the rules go on that is after a certain period of time that varies from state to state, if you do not claim it, they have to remit it to the state for unclaimed funds, and then you have lots of time to claim it, although sometimes identifying yourself to claim it can be tricky. Works for estates and deceased relatives too, but sometimes the amount of money you have to spend to collect everything needed to make the claim is the same or more than what you get from the claim. So it's always, some cautious and advisable, but for Satsu's situation, 4 paychecks, that's going to be, even if it's just a McDonald's job, that's going to be something. Couldn't get him to claim them at first. He thought it was a scam. Yeah, I can see where people would start out, being a little bit uncertain about it, but it is, especially if you go digging through unclaimed through the website, some of those they have to divert you to the actual State Department, and you start digging through it and saying, yeah, this is legit, and you go looking, it's like where I live, when I did it, the counterlink on the other side was from the Secretary of State's office. So the Secretary of State's website also gave you linking to the same resource to get the claims. And it's like, anybody's got the resources to hack the Secretary of State's office for that, they're not really messing around with, they're not messing around with scamming people small time. Lining up a few more bits of music, throw some 60s in there. Why not toss these 2 in? Never use the first name. Sometimes it's misspelling. Yeah, the less information you can get, the broader you can give, the broader the search, and the greater likelihood of finding something that might, maybe they didn't get it to you because they had your first name wrong, but it's recognizable. If you can identify yourself sufficiently, you still get that money. it's definitely worth doing. So if you know you've got money that you haven't claimed from past employment or something, or if you think you might, check out the resource. At least if you're in the US, it's worth its weight in gold. Utility deposits, yep. Yeah, I should probably check again in case some folks that I discounted for possibly being scammers turned out to be legit. Yeah, sometimes even insurance payments, definitely. It is any form of unclaimed money that is legally due you. It could be from a closed bank account. It could be an insurance payout. It could be insurance refund. Could be, cable or utility refund, deposits, definitely worth checking out every time. Throw in some Hound and the Fox because they are great with Peter Howlands. They're great by themselves, but I've only got licensing for videos that Peter Howlands shares, as far as that goes. Says you have two, but you don't recognize the company. Might be worth looking just a little bit deeper. Remember, if you get... You'd be surprised, I go looking and willforge turns up some pretty common name results, so... sometimes it is a person, different person with the same name, but it's always worth checking out because they are given enough information to tie it back to you specifically. And data is right. The site is safe. There's no sign up, no sign in, and they don't spam you. So there's no downside to looking. It might be tricky claiming occasionally, but there is no downside to looking. And we get some more playlists set up. Remember, another 15-20 minutes. We will throw out the treasure chest over on DLive. There's at least 22 lemons in there that we've been building up over the last few streams, so that's good to know, and I will be opening that box as long as I remember it. And this one's a good song for planet painting.
Baba yetu yetu liye mbinguni yetu yetu amina Baba yetu yetu liye jina lako litukuzwe Baba yetu yetu liye mbinguni yetu yetu amina Baba yetu yetu liye jina lako litukuzwe Utupe leo chakula chetu tunachohitaji utusamehe makosa yetu kama nasi tunavyowasamehe wale hutukosea usitutie katika majaribu lakini utuokoe na yule mwovu milele Baba yetu yetu liye mbinguni yetu yetu amina Baba yetu yetu liye jina lako litukuzwe Baba yetu yetu liye mbinguni yetu yetu amina Baba yetu yetu liye jina lako litukuzwe tusamehe kosa yetu chetu tunachohitaji utusamehe makosa yetu, hey, maana si tunavyowasamehe waliotukosea, usitutie katika majaribu, lakini utuokoe na yule muovu wa milele. Baba yetu uliye, jina lako litukuzwe. Baba yetu uliye, jina lako litukuzwe.
So jealous that Peter Howells gets to sing with the likes of Maluka and everything like that. All these talented artists and out there, and I am just, I'm not worthy. Starting to add a little bit extra, yet figure it doesn't all have to be a base of green over the blue. I can start getting brown here for areas that are going to be like sort of mountainous semi-permafrost, before anything like snow effects are added, apart from our polar caps. And remembering that, of course, that this is only a approximation, a simulation of Earth, so to speak. You could call it a faraway sister planet, one that is too smart to get in touch with us. I am going to have to add like some desert space and everything over the green. But it's you take portions as they come and you kind of feel it out. That's what I end up doing when I'm arting. And do the, oh hey, that looks good. Maybe not that. Well, that's a little better. No, I don't like that. All that fun stuff, and tile's gonna be like 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 layers of paint thick in some places. That's just what happens. But yeah, Baba Yetu being a Civ 4 theme, great one for planet building.
There are loved ones in the glory whose dear forms you often miss. When you close your earthly story, will you join them in their bliss? Will the circle be unbroken by and by? By and by is a better home awaiting in the sky, oh, in the sky, in the joyous days of childhood. All they told of wondrous love pointed to the dying Savior. Now they dwell with him above. Will the circle be unbroken by and by? Oh, by and by is a better home awaiting in the sky, oh, in the times are better. Home awaiting in the sky, oh, in the sky.
Hey, Holland's family. I hope you enjoyed this. Currently,
Yeah, data keeps that up. People are gonna think that I am sponsored by Missing Money. I am not. It's Rise of Shadow Legends. No, really, I am sponsored by myself and by any gifts folks decide to give. That's not a shill. That's just putting the context. I'm not particularly picky about what goes in the chat for the most part. Unless it gets abusive of other people in the chat, and then I expect the mods to shut it down with extreme prejudice. I had to do some advertisements for fake sponsors. I've got the equipment. He's got a computer and a microphone and Audacity. Of course he's got the equipment. Oh, come on. I know that this isn't part of the paint, so it's a matter of getting it out and off. There we go. And now anybody who is new to the show can understand why this particular type of video that I do is called the Watching Paint Dry Show. I do also game streams at periodic times, including occasionally going Sundays at 4, which I might do tomorrow since Kyler has to work. I don't stream in that spot if he is at home and available for working. But if he's stuck at work, he's got no problems with other folks stepping in and filling the gap. Now, to throw in a little bit of an interesting context, I basically painted, apart from the background paint on the black tiles, which I'm going to have to go over the whole thing with the brush because the differences between the spray paint and the black, but at least it gives something that sticks to the tile a little bit better. But I basically painted all of this with this brush. That's just a 1/2 flat. Just one more thing that if I had classically trained artists in the audience, they would be going into conniption fits and having harder strokes because no color wheel. We've burned it. And, well, the artistic process, we've not paid a lot of attention to it.
When you're weary.
And that skip is one more reason why I want to replace Potato Clock. I need something that's going to have more power for both the audio-visual component together and not have that. Maybe put the music on an SSD or something. We'll see. I'll get there eventually.
Feeling small when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side. Oh, when times get rough, Sail on, silver girl, sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on their way. See how they shine. Oh, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind. Ease your mind.
Hey, Holland. And that one had Tim Faust from Home Free, and that guy there has absolutely perfected the bass voice for every occasion, as well as the growl, which is a technique to sound even deeper when you hit those stuff on the edge of your range. Yeah, Africal. Yeah, kind of Africal, Europal, but not exactly. I'm going to have to add some tan and brown to it going over, because the planet looking this close to ours is probably going to have some quite visual desert scape too. And don't forget, of course, we'll end up with cloud cover over this too. Just Will does layers in his art usually. Of course, now I've done the really simple, silly thing, because I painted the stuff closest to me and have to reach over it to paint the stuff farther away. Except, of course, I will be cheating. Once I find, where's that, I kind of overdid my ice cap just a little bit. As I take and layer paint on top of paint on top of paint, this is going to practically look like an oil painting when it's done. And this layer will probably take 2 or 3 days to really dry well. But I knew that going into it, so... See, the cheat is... I'm just going to take these off and set them aside to dry a little bit. Then I can work at the ones and not smudge smear or the tiles or paint myself any more than I already have. And checking the time. Oh, it is time. So anybody that is following me over on DLive, we do have 22 and change in the chest. We are going to go ahead and open that now. Since we might have a little bit of delay on the streams, I will give a countdown before the click. Then you have your typical time to claim. So that is opening the chest in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Click. So any of you that have that DLive presence, hop on over there. There's not been a lot of talking in the DLive, so should be reasonably well spread amongst everybody who clicks the claim. Up to 23, just like, oh, come on, and only John Handel clicked it. Ah! Knocking stuff over. That's okay. We will try again in another stream. One hoser lurking in every stream. Peter Hollins and Whitney Avalon.
Poor unfortunate souls in pain, in need. This one longing to be thinner, that one wants to get the girl, and do I help them? Yes, indeed. Those poor unfortunate souls, so sad, so true. They come flocking to my cauldron, crying, "Spells, Ursula, please," and I help them. Yes, I do.
So prepare for a chance of a lifetime. Be prepared for sensational news. A shining new era is tiptoeing nearer.
And where do we feature?
Just listen to teacher. I know it sounds sordid, but you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues. And injustice deliciously square. Be prepared.
Beata Maria, you know I am a righteous man. Of my virtue I am justly proud. Beata Maria, you know I'm so much purer than the common vulgar, weak, licentious crowd. Then tell me, Maria, why I see her dancing there, why her smoldering eyes still scorch my soul. I feel her, I see her, the sun caught in her raven hair is blazing in me out of all control. Like fire, hellfire, this fire in my skin, this burning desire is turning me to sin.
No one's slick as Gaston, no one's quick as Gaston, no one's next as incredibly thick as Gaston.
For there's no one in town half as manly, perfect, a pure paragon.
You can ask any Tom, Dick, or Stanley, and they'll tell ya whose team they prefer to be on. No one's been like Gaston, a kingpin like Gaston. No one's got a swell cleft in his chin like Gaston.
As a specimen, yes, I'm intimidating.
My, what a guy, that Gaston! Mother knows best. Listen to your mother. It's a scary world out there. Mother knows best. One way or another, something will go wrong, I swear. Ruffians, thugs, poison ivy, quicksand, cannibals and snakes, the plague, yes. Also So large bugs, men with pointy teeth, and stop, no more, you'll just upset me. Mother's right here, mother will protect you. Darling, here's what I suggest. Skip the drama, stay with mama. Mother knows best.
Yes. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Transformation Central. Transformation Central. Transformation Central. Transformation Central. Transmogrification Central. Can you feel it? You're changing, you're changing, you're changing, alright. I hope you're satisfied. But if you ain't, don't blame me. You can blame my friends on the other side.
But you lost what you had. So Ali turns out to be merely Aladdin. Just a con, need to go on, take it from me.
His personality flaws give me adequate cause
To send him packing on a one-way trip, so his prospects take a terminal dip.
his assets frozen.
The venue chosen is the ends of the earth will be.
So long, ex-prince.
And I love when he gets into doing the medleys with himself or with others, like Whitney Avalon and everything. One of the fun ones I've had recently was the medley that he did with his wife. That's Peter Hounds, and I think her name is Evelyn Hounds. That they did with Les Mis, which, funny story on that, he, as far as I know, he and she arranged the medley, and they performed it, and then the company that owns the movie rights copy claimed me, which of course I'm fighting, and I will win because they don't own the recording, they don't own the arrangement. Just the fun things you sometimes have when you do this. Yeah, I know, this is all black already. I'm just going over it with the acrylic because the acrylic is standing out significantly from the spray paint. So every time I touch up the edge of the planet with the black for the space, it stands out in every lighting, every angle. And I'd rather have brush marks and consistent color. And funny enough, that dries pretty quickly. Unlike this thickness for the planet part. Very black, much like your soul. Yeah, Jack, you really need to really need to start looking into some Clorox for that. I'm not kidding. It's just a little dark there. And this is from me, the king of black caves and everything, so. And literally the intra-office communication tool that we use has my location marked as the Cave of the Dark Hermit. So I know the black for that. Can get the arc of our lunarscape there. We'll add more details to the lunarscape later. Just wanted to account for some of the blacking that I put on there. Well, that's your problem. You use the Walmart brand. It's gonna leave wild streaks. You gotta go with the name brand for something like that. People trying to cut corners and cut costs in all the wrong spaces.
Oh, why you look so sad? The tears are in your eyes. Come on and come to me now.
Don't be ashamed to cry. Let me see you through. 'Cause I've seen the dark side too.
When the night falls on you, don't know what to do. Nothing you confess could make me love you less. I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you. So if you're mad, get mad. Don't hold it all inside. Come on and talk to me now.
Hey, what you got to hide? I get angry too. Well, I'm a lot like you.
When you're standing at the crossroads and don't know which path to choose, let me come along. 'Cause even if you're wrong,
I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you. Take me in into your darkest hour, and I'll never desert you. I'll stand by you. And when the night falls on you, baby, you're feeling all alone. You won't be on your own. I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you. Take me in into your darkest hour, and I'll never desert you. I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you. Take me into your darkest hour, and I'll never desert you. I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Don't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you.
Hey, Holland.
Say pondering, trying to do something for our Daystar, which I'm kind of thinking of putting something right here, and kind of messing with the perspective a little bit because of wanting to have it visible and presenting light, but not occupying all of the space. So looking through colors, I got lots of colors, but I think that my best for this is going to be one of two. kind of give the bright feeling, I have got this one, which is kind of a metallic copper bronze look. And I got this one, which is the rose gold. And I am leaning in favor of the rose gold. Though it means using the tray and pouring some out.
Shenandoah, I long to hear you. Away, you rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to hear you. Away, I'm bound away, across the wide Missouri. Shenandoah, I love you, daughter. Away, you rolling river. For her I've crossed the rolling water. Away, I'm bound away, across the wide Missouri. Farewell, my dear, I'm bound to leave you. Away, you rolling river.
Oh, Shenandoah, all night to deceive you. Away, I'm bound away,
Across the wide Missouri.
Getting it to start our light source, which we can kind of get it is closer to us in some respect. So it has a larger curve to it, but also being closer to us has the ability to cast light on this side of the planet and this edge of the moon, which is I'm going to try and do the bright and get gradually darker as it goes. Because I do understand the concepts of light and perspective. I'm just not very good at doing them. Of course, one thing I might do is once I've got the rose gold in on this, I might put another color on there to texture it more too. Adding character to so much of this. course, one of the characteristics of this metallic paint is if you can lay it on a little thicker and let it set, it tends to be very striking, but it doesn't do good with that one to have it real thin. But if you can do it in multiple thin coats, it's sometimes okay, but just as often it's like a couple of thick coats that take longer to dry. And I'm just going to try and clean up this spot right here, because I did not mean to get any shiny there. Which was another reason why we went to all of the manual black coating on it, because now when I add another layer of black right there, it's not going to, once it dries, it's not going to stand out as anything different. And there's nothing quite like having something with character painted by a character, right? And I do need to set these aside and give them some time to dry, especially the green and blue paints and the brown up here. So I'm going to set these aside, and I'm going to pull back in the others and take one more look at them and see if there's any minor touch-ups and modifications to make. One of my thoughts is I might put some of the rose gold on the one red to kind of give it some additional character and texture, but I'll have to take a look at it to decide that. Sorry about the shrinking fangirls.
It's all so So Billie Jean, not my lover, she is poison.
Problem with a group like that, where I gotta take public performances and everything, and you end up with wild shrieking from the background from the folks who took the original content. Let's see. So add just a little bit more to the dark effect on this too. And these are getting real close to done out on this original set. And then I'll have to throw a clear coat on them. I will catch you later, Swirl. Thanks as always for stopping by. It's great having Swirl in the audience. One of the people that helps keep me honest and keeps an eye on things and all of that, and cannot be overstated the help that is.
I'm sitting in the railway station, got a ticket for my destination. On a tour of one-night stands, my suitcase and guitar in hand, and every stop is neatly planned for a Poland and a one-man band. Homeward bound, homeward bound, home where my thoughts escaping, home where my music's playing, home where my love lies waiting silently for me. Every day's a little stream of cigarettes and magazines, but each town looks the same to me. The movies and the factories, and every stranger's face I see reminds me that I long to be homeward bound. Wish I was homeward bound, home where my thoughts escaping, home where my music's playing, home where my love lies waiting silently for me. Tonight I'll sing my songs again. I'll Just like a prayer, you know I'll take you there. I hear your voice. It's like an angel sighing. I have no choice. I hear your voice. Feels like flying. I close my eyes. Oh God, I think I'm falling out of the sky. I close my eyes. Heaven help me when you call my name. It's like a little prayer. I'm down on my knees. I wanna take you there in the midnight hour. I can feel your power. Just like a prayer, you know I'll take you just like a prayer, your voice can't take me there. Just like you used to be, you are a mystery. Just like a dream, you are not what you seem. Just like a prayer, just your voice can take me there. Your voice can take me there. You're like a dream. Oh yeah. Your voice can take me there. When you call my name, it's like a little prayer. I'm down from my knees. I wanna take you there. I can feel your power, just like a prayer. Life is a mystery. Everyone must stand alone. I hear you call my name, and it feels feels like
Just a little bit of finishing accent into this. One of the things here is not a lot of paint actually in the brush. Overboard a little bit right here. But what it mostly is just a teeny little bit of paint in there. Not quite dry brush, but it, well, it worked perfectly here with the rose gold where when you look at it, you can see it in there where there's texture to the paint, a little bit stuck and kind of spread through. And the way that's working out, it gives additional light and character reference to that. It makes it stand out the metallic red and the metallic rose gold. You could almost see the solar activity from it. So that said, I have pretty much used up all of my water without going and getting more. I do a minor touch up right here, and I think this set is pretty much done. So I can touch up the metallic green in this spot without going overboard. I want to keep the character where it's got texture and variation in the color. Yeah, character is today's buzzword for the channel. And just like that, we have reached the end of the content we are going to make today. It's not as close to 9 as I sometimes run, but we've had 3 hours of this so far today, so we're not slacking. Watch for alerts on Twitter, YouTube, DLive Twitch. I might do a couple hours at 4 in one game or another. We'll kind of wait and see. Otherwise, I've already done all of the shills. I'm going to, per usual, get another song started, start cleaning the brush and everything, and we'll close out the stream. Thank you, everybody who stopped in and has been part of the conversation and enjoyed the art making, so to speak. And remember that the stream's not over till the laser cat purrs.
It's a 2 for 1. Charlie, please tell the audience about our award-winning choreography.
Our award-winning choreography has won no awards whatsoever.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Joseph and his amazing technicolor.
I close my eyes, turn back the curtain to see for certain what I thought I knew. Far, far away, someone was weeping, but the world was sleeping, and a dream will do. I wore my coat with golden lining, bright colors shining, wonderful and blue. And in the east, the dawn was breaking, and the world was waking, and a dream will do. Crash of the drums, a flash of light, my golden coat flew out of sight. The colors faded into darkness. I was at the dawn. May I return to the beginning. The light is dimming, and the dream is too. The world and I, we are still waiting, still hesitating. Any dream will do. Any dream, any dream, any dream, any dream will do. Any dream, any dream, any dream, any dream will do. Any dream will do. Any dream will do.
I wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens. I wanna be in the room.